Okay, welcome back to Cringe Watch, the show where we watch extremely cringy and awkward videos. Today's video, Star Wars Theory rips a content creator on stream live. So, for those of you who don't know, Star Wars Theory is a YouTuber who basically just talks about Star Wars. And this is a while ago, this is like 4 years ago. He was doing a live stream with a bunch of other content creators who talk about Star Wars. And this guy, Levy Bond, shows up and makes a comment towards Star Wars Theory, and not just a comment, basically goes into this whole lecture about how I don't like how you talk on your channel, and I think you need to blah 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 do this, and it basically turns into an argument and between these two, and everyone else looks extremely awkward and uncomfortable. So yeah, that's what we're gonna watch.
You know, it's been a pretty surreal year. I just interviewed, and I know Theory, you personally maybe have some conflicting. I just interviewed Star Wars Only yesterday, and he's a great guy. And I'm really trying to show with like my efforts, like that we as fans can all talk to each other, and we all have a shared passion of Star Wars, and that like if we think the fandom is broken, it's up to us as fans to fix it. And
so they're nodding. So at first they agree. With him. Like he's making sense at first, but watch.
Personally, I've had some problems with, the way your channel is now. I have no problems with you.
And here we go. 30 seconds in, here we go. So notice how he starts out confident. He's like, oh yeah, I am talking to you. Yeah, well, that confidence is going to go away in a minute. Okay, so wait. So pay attention to this girl's reaction and this girl's reaction. So she immediately feels uncomfortable because she's laughing awkwardly, so she already feels uncomfortable.
Responsibilities, like I really am on your side with like, as you should be your own person, but it's sort of the same thing with I'm not going to get overtly political, but like with the president of the United States, like in the Constitution,
he just says, "I'm not going to get overtly political," and then immediately references the president and the Constitution.
Severity of the crime, but the level of the office, and you being the biggest Star Wars creator, I think you do have a different set of responsibilities, and I would never want you to feel like you're censoring yourself, because you do have to be true to yourself. But I always use the example, like, you were talking about with Jay. I don't know why there's a stigma on using the word I so much. And, like, when you express your opinions, like, using I, and just, like, when you say, I hate The Last Jedi, or The Last Jedi is trash, those are two very different statements. If you say I, that's your opinion. We can have a conversation. If you say something like a fact, then it comes across in a different way. And, like, me, as someone who, like, really loves all of Star Wars, too.
Okay, so he's... Okay, so now he's saying that if you don't clarify, like instead if you say I like or I don't like this instead of just this is bad, now he's saying that it's like creating an implication that you're judging other people who have a different opinion than you, which I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think you can say this movie was bad and people know that you're talking about your opinion. Most people are going to think that you're judging them for having a different opinion.
These films are created and imply that I don't know Star Wars because this isn't what Star Wars is. Like, I love Star Wars. Like, I have read so many books and so many comics, and I love every single trilogy. And sometimes it's just, like, hard to listen to. And I want to love your content, and I want to engage with the community, but sometimes I feel like I'm being ostracized or put out because of the way you phrase things. And it really, because I know you're a prequel guy, this war represents a failure to listen, man. And I think your perception determines reality, and I think,
look at her face.
Dark cave, only what you take with you. And I think we got to live our lives, by these quotes a lot of the times, from Star Wars. And when we communicate with each other, some of these things, I think.
Look at her face.
I think we can get along as a fandom, and it's just up to us. I think Star Wars is all about a choice to be better. That Luke Skywalker quote to tell Nico, Battlefront 2, a choice to be better, and that's what it's all about. And I think we all should be more Qui-Gon and less Anakin. I think
so. By me having an opinion, I'm not upholding my due diligence or responsibility.
No, it's the way we express opinions. I think we can have conversations. Right. Like I totally respect your opinion that you don't like some of the stuff that I like, but It's all about, for me, the way we talk to each other.
So I think for me that I try to be a very positive person on the Den of Nerd Discord actually, and there's been sometimes conflict on the Star Wars areas, but I personally and a lot of the other people in that community have tried to make that area a very positive place, and we've done a really good job for the most part. And I think really you got to realize that people are going to have their opinion, and although they may say things like, "Oh, The Last Jedi is trash," and not, "I think The Last Jedi is trash," they're saying that. That's their opinion. It's not an attack on you if your opinion is different, and to be able to separate the two is just, you gotta mentally be able to do that, because otherwise,
no, you're essentially telling me to censor myself. You're saying don't censor yourself, but you're saying censor yourself because you have a certain moral obligation, because you have a certain number of people that subscribe to your videos, that you have to say things in a certain manner or shift your way in a certain way of thinking that aligns with everybody, so you're all inclusive. I don't like The Last Jedi. I don't have to feel I have to tailor.
I mean, yeah, because he is kind of saying because you have the most subscribers, you have
come to my channel, you get real
an obligation. Like, that's kind of unfair.
You're not going to get me saying, "Oh, this is a film that, has some No, I don't like the movie. I am free to say what I like to say, and I don't feel I have to uphold some certain belief or political system. I'm not American. I don't give a shit about American politics. I'm Canadian. I don't have to believe in this sort of office rule that I've never...
Look how uncomfortable she looks.
I don't care. I'm a Star Wars fan. If I don't like a movie, I'm going to tell my fans straight up, I don't like a movie. If you can't discern the fact and the difference between I think this movie is shit versus this movie is shit as fact or not fact, fact is irrelevant. Fact is something that is a bias to you and me. Your facts are different than my facts. So for you to come here and out of the blue and start saying that you all of a sudden have problems with my channel and then go on to a tangent about things that you don't like about my channel. I had someone invite you on here, and all of a sudden you start saying that you have a problem with my channel, and I ask you what the problem is, and you start giving me all these different quotes and things like that about Star Wars, how we need to be more like Qui-Gon Jinn, and it's like, no, I'm not Anakin, I'm not Qui-Gon Jinn, I'm a Star Wars fan, I'm a guy who has his opinions, and I don't have to tailor what I say in a way that you like or don't like. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. It is very simple. I'm not creating a certain divide. I don't have any certain sort of mandate here to put people in a box or not in a box. I make my content, and people have the free will to decide what they want to enjoy about it or what they don't. It's people like you who put me in this sort of pedestal that makes me feel like I can't say what I want to say when it comes to Star Wars, and it drives me absolutely fucking insane. Because I started on this platform with 0 subscribers, and people were always thinking I was the underdog. I was the dude that just came around, oh, well, he's so slept on, he's underrated. And now all of a sudden, I have this moral obligation to feel like I can't say a single thing out of my mouth without someone like you or other people putting me in this certain standard.
I'm sorry that I came...
You're not sorry, because we're having a civil discussion. Out of the blue, you start throwing darts at me saying that I don't like your channel anymore. Well, what is that?
No,
what the hell is that?
I came in and I wanted to be real, that I had, some...
And I'm real on my channel. So you go be how I want to be on your channel, I'm going to be how I want to be on my channel.
I didn't... That is fair, but I don't want to... I want to try to show people that we can talk to each other, and it doesn't have to be... We can talk to each other normally, but don't tell me how to be on my channel. Don't tell me I have a moral obligation and tell me something about American politics that I know nothing about. I'm not a politician.
Yeah, why is he bringing politics into it? Why is this guy bringing politics into it?
And how I conduct myself on this channel is self-explanatory. If you want to take my opinions about Star Wars into your own narrative and push it on me just because I have a certain number of subscribers, then that's on you. That's not me.
No, I didn't mean to...
You did mean. It was a conversation that was completely irrelevant towards me or my channel or whatever, and all of a sudden you start talking about my channel, and you think I'm just going to sit here?
It was prepared. No. And it was prepared.
You prepared that shit, and you're ready to say it.
I'll just say this too.
Come on, man.
He was ready with that. He was...
You can't. Yeah, that's great.
I don't think he meant to start an argument. I don't think he wanted it to turn into an argument, but it was kind of inappropriate for him to call him out like that, because it wasn't really the time to do that. And like he was like, being really smug about it too. He was like he kept quoting Star Wars. He was quoting different movies and video games and stuff to be like, look, see, I know Star Wars. I know what I'm talking about. And then he kind of backtracks as soon as it turns into an argument. And like I said, I don't think he meant for it to turn into an argument, but he kind of had to have known that this wasn't going to go well. Like, how did he not know that? Like, you can't really say to someone, oh, I don't like how you conduct yourself on your channel and not expect it to turn into this.
I answer back.
I'm saying I'm sorry I came in hot. I have been thinking about this a while.
When you come in hot, dude, I gave people permission for you to come in here and talk, and all of a sudden you come in here and you start taking a shit.
No, I'm sorry, man. I wanted to
That's the funniest part of the stream, because he just says, you come in here and you start taking a shit. He meant that metaphorically, obviously, but out of context. Like, if you hadn't seen the rest of the stream and you just turned it on to that part, out of context, it makes it seem like he's mad at him because he was actually taking a shit on the live stream. Like, he was sitting, like, he was on the toilet during the live stream, which is hilarious.
talk about Star Wars, and I feel now that I've ruined the mood a bit, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to sort of express the view that, I said, I think this war represents a failure. So listen,
now this guy, Star Wars Elsewhere's comes in mid-argument.
I am a big fan of the channel, and both of your channels. I know. I'm sorry, man. But you guys are big, and so this has put a lot of pressure on me, and I have big.
We are big. You know how we got big? We didn't get big because our parents gave us this fucking ability to have this big channel. We're big because we worked hard and we believe in Star Wars and we love Star Wars and people subscribe to that idea of our channel and they enjoy our content. It's not because we're really dividing a fandom, then we would be the smallest channel. Then what the hell? What are we doing here? We're not creating crap. Obviously, people are enjoying our content. What? You came in here out of the blue and started saying stuff. So I don't know. You can't backtrack.
What specifically? Just to get more to the heart of the issue, you have problems because you say he's the biggest and therefore he has the obligation. So is it literally as simple as you want him to colloquially speak the same way you do, so that it makes perfect sense to you that he's respecting the platform? Because that's like super selfish, dude. That doesn't even make sense.
I think you put me in a little bit of a box there, Josh.
I put you in a box.
I said, Josh, I don't
he just accused this guy of putting him in a box after spending the past 10 minutes talking about how, oh, I don't like how you handle your channel, and this is how you need to handle your channel, and blah, 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 blah. And then someone calls him out, and he's like, oh, you just put me in a box.
Just you saying, I'm sorry I feel that way. That is how I feel, because that's what you did.
No, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I didn't mean to, and I recognize now that I may have come in a little too strong because I, been thinking about this, watching from the outside in.
Why would you even come in here and start talking about how you don't like my channel, have problems with my
Look
channel?
at R2D2, even he looks uncomfortable.
Well, the last time you brought people,
I don't know. I've never seen you before. I don't know clue who you are, and this is your first impression. You want to come
for the record?
Well, I don't remember.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. You were really nice to me. I was the first person you saw at Star Wars Celebration 2019 when you released the Amethyst trail. No,
Well, why didn't you tell me then before that you have a problem with my channel, but you choose to come here publicly and say you have a problem with my channel in front of 2,000 people?
I didn't.
Now is when you
like
choose
that.
to do that.
In the past, you had brought on people. You said, "Let's debate." I want people who have issues with me, or so to speak.
Yeah, we're not doing that right now. We're talking about Star Wars.
Well, I'm sorry. That's my own misconception about.
I had issues with Choco before. Him and I talked, and we figured things out. But you coming here, I have no clue who you are.
I'm sorry, Theory. I was trying to talk to you now and show that we don't have to be.
I'm tired of that.
I'm just trying to have a dialogue. I'm sorry. I recognize that I may have come in, really strong. Like I said, you're much bigger than I am. Obviously, you're the biggest.
It doesn't matter. Stop. Why are you so obsessed with subs? It doesn't mean anything.
No, I'm saying it put pressure on me. Like in my own brain, I had
It put pressure on you, so then you came in here and called me out.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant in the way it may have been said. Like I was nervous because this is huge. This is a huge platform that you have. So I was nervous, and so it may have came out, not the way I wanted it to, and I apologize for that.
You came in here and started talking about the things that you're doing, which is great. I want to highlight smaller channels, but then you started twisting it and saying you have a problem with my channel.
No, I wanted to say that I had not gone with your whole channel. I think you make some really great content. Your
We can run
animations
it
are
back.
superb.
But so you're basically saying that because
I
of
said
the
with the
size,
way things were said.
you literally, you said.
Well, then
because of
don't
the
watch.
size,
It's
he
very
has
simple.
to
No,
say
I
it
want to
in a
watch
certain
though. I
way.
want to see us. I want to see us communicate with the fan.
If
What
you
you're
don't like
doing
my
here is great.
opinions, no, there's a difference between communicating and coming in here randomly and saying that you have a problem with me.
I'm really sorry, and I like I said it phrased poorly. I'm trying to move on from that. That shouldn't have. I don't want to harp on that because I'm sorry. I did all those things are partially true. That's on me. I want to move forward. I want to show people that look at us. We're disagreeing. You know, I came at you. You come at me. I'm sorry.
No,
Let's move.
no, that's not how this works. I didn't come at you. I defended myself when you come
Okay,
here publicly and want to say something. And I came here thinking, hey,
That's
I want to
fair.
highlight smaller channels.
That's fair.
That's why I had
I'm
people-
sorry. What I want to show the people now. I don't have the chat pulled up. I'm sure I'm getting destroyed in the chat.
To Sheev's point.
Wait.
Go for it, Josh.
Look, to Sheev's point, I think
She had a good point.
what he's trying to say, and I think that this is important to highlight, is that you have to be able to be charitable and understand that, like, in the comic book shop, if I come in there and say, like, this newest edition of Batman sucks, no, man, I'm not in the environment that I'm going to, like, thoroughly explain and use, like, all of my communication skills to try to, like, make sure people know that I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. No, I'm just going to say this new Batman sucked. That is not meant to be offensive. It is colloquial to the environment and the vibe of what I am talking about. I think to Theory's point, a lot of the reason that people mess with us is because we bring that same vibe, that same thing to the content. It might not be for you. Maybe it's outdated in some ways, but there's obviously an audience for it. So it feels like it's a little ridiculous to put a purity test. I'm trying to be charitable here, but I think what we always talk about at the Den, and it's a difficult thing, it's a nuanced thing, it is you must try not to offend, but you have to try not to be offended as well. You have to try to be charitable to the differences in the way that people communicate things. So I don't know, man.
That quote, this war version's a failure to listen, that applies to me too. I should have thought more about what that would look like coming on here.
Dude, I literally invited people on here to boost their channels and to get eyes on their channels, and you took that opportunity to take a swing.
Part of the problem
If I opened a dialogue like I did the other week, a few weeks ago, when Choco came on, and he started talking to me about what he doesn't like about my channel, that's fair game. That was the point of it.
And I'm sorry, I thought that was still the dynamic that you had wanted to.
Were you watching for the last 2 hours? Were you watching at all? No. We're talking about Star Wars. Well, you should have just said no, you weren't watching.
No, I was. Because I don't want this to be a misconception about. It's on me, man. I want to try and move forward.
I like how most people on the stream haven't even said anything. He said something, she said something, and then she's gonna say something later. But this girl, and these two guys haven't even said anything. Like, they don't even want to get involved.
Respect what you did.
Wrong time, wrong place. Let's just move on from this. There's like, if I may speak my piece, I had similar thoughts to you at first, and I did not understand the full context of what it meant to be a Star Wars creator and what it meant to have a platform.
And
Theory
you
and
told
I
me
have
those things privately.
Yes, exactly.
And we
Theory and
talked
I are
about that.
friends now. You know,
Yeah, I agree. Like with what he's saying, like he should have addressed this with him privately, not when there's like nine other streamers on the channel.
But I recognize that was something that I needed to take up with him in private because we're both creators. We both have different audiences, and I think that this was not the right. Yeah, it just was the wrong time, wrong place. But I don't think there's any reason to dwell on it. I think we can move on. Just be more mindful next time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Theory and Josh. I thought this was still the sort of same.
It's not.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming by. I wish you the best. And
no, I'm sorry, man. I would love to, move forward and try and make good of it.
Great.
I mean, if you want to take me off, I mean, that's true. I'm really sorry.
I'm taking you off.
Okay.
Best of luck to you. Thanks.
Oh boy, did I come in at the wrong time?
He hadn't said it. That's the one who just came in. Oh, sorry. Oh, copyright. Sorry, that was... Sorry, the next video just played, and it was a clip from a movie. I don't want to get copyright. So, anyway, so yeah, overall, yeah, that was pretty awkward to watch. But, yeah, the guy was in the wrong. The guy, Levy Bond, that was the kid's name, who said that. He was in the wrong. I don't think he should have said what he said. But, like, I don't know, but he should have addressed it privately with him, and everyone's facial expressions were really awkward. You could tell everyone was uncomfortable. I was going to say something else. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, it just, a lot of people were saying that Theory was in the wrong for how he handled it and how he, like, scolded the kid, but I don't know, I mean, I get why he was angry, because the kid shouldn't, the guy who did that, Levy Bond, shouldn't have said that. It wasn't really appropriate to do that. And you could argue that, oh, he was a kid, he didn't know better, but he was, like, older than me. The guy who did that, I think he was, like, 19 at the time, and I was in high school when I first watched that video, and I knew that was inappropriate to do, so yeah, I think he should have known better. Even if he was the youngest one there, he was old enough to know that he shouldn't have done that. So what do you think? What's this? Happy birthday to Samuel Jackson, best role. Oh, sorry, that's not what we're talking about. Anyway, so yeah, what did you think? Who did you think was in the wrong? Did you think the kid was in the wrong, or did you think Theory was in the wrong? And I keep calling him the kid, but he was older. He's older than me, so. But yeah, so. And also, how would you have reacted if you were in that situation? Like, if you were on a live stream and two people started arguing, how would you have reacted? I probably would have had a panic attack, because I am not good with confrontation. I already would have been nervous being on that stream with all those people, and then if two people started arguing, yeah, it wouldn't have been good. So, okay, yeah, so how do you think? So, and also apparently it's Samuel L. Jackson's birthday. What's his best role? Frozone, Nick Fury, June Winfield, or Mace Windu? I'm gonna say, let's go with Nick Fury. Most people said Pulp Fiction. I've never seen that movie, so I don't really know. Okay, yeah, that's it. If you liked this episode, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.